Amanda,
Amy,
I'm in a rage.
why are you in a rage?
I'm in a rage over this episode. It's
Oh,
bullshit. All of this is bullshit. Why are we doing this? Why do we have one? Mary Payne asked me yesterday at the end of Hey Bunky, so what's going on in Sister Wives?
nothing.
Nothing. I'm
Nothing.
like, okay, am I still interested? Yes. Are you
Yes,
still interested? Yes.
of course.
But are we able to justify this obsession to other people? No.
No, I really haven't been able to very often though with this show. I mean, think
Like,
about we have seasons of just flash mobs.
objectively,
This is a
Christine
terrible
and
show.
David make out and Kody and Meri move a couch.
She's finally getting rid of the banker's couches though, girl.
It is so wild to me that a half of this episode is just them putting that couch in a U-Haul,
Uh-huh.
and
Though
I'm still riveted.
I did kind of enjoy Mary and Cody together
Oh
and
god.
dealing with Nathan and Becky. I did
Mhm.
kind of enjoy
Mhm.
that.
Mhm. Mhm.
The best part of the whole fucking episode to me,
Truly Grace Brown.
the second best part of the episode to me,
Yes.
Christine said Leon's name.
Christine did say Leon's name
I
and
think
said
this
Leon was invited to the wedding.
yes, which we knew Leon was at the
Yeah.
wedding.
Yep. Yep.
I think this is the first time someone has said the name Leon on the show.
Oh, you're maybe right. I
I
didn't even
think it
think of
is.
that. Yeah.
That's why I was like, "Oh my god,
Yeah.
it's happened."
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah. Yeah.
God. And Christine just and Leon, Mary's kid. And I liked how she said Mary's kid because there are people who are watching who are going to be like, "Who the fuck's Leon?" because they're not
Right. Right.
watching all
Right.
the other stuff like you and I
Right.
do.
Mhm.
Are we recording video by the way?
Yes.
Okay, good. Just want to make sure.
Do you have a good shirt on for us?
I do. Hold on. It's a niche shirt.
Okay.
It is Phil Beharnd Auto Sales, which you if you are a West Wing fan,
Okay.
this is a
Yeah.
niche
Okay.
item.
Mine's a little niche too. So
It
I don't know
appears
if
to
you,
be Starry Night.
it is, but it says I live in a Van Gogh down by the river and it
Oh,
has
nice.
Chris
Oh,
Farley.
yes. Yes, I see that.
Yes.
I like
Yes.
that.
One of my
I like
favorite
that.
t-shirts.
Yeah, that's a
Yes.
good one. That's a good one.
No,
But
but this is like, what are you doing, Puddle Monkey? What are you doing?
I don't know. I don't know. We have two non-show non-episode things to discuss in the Sister Wives world. We have my
Oh,
balloons.
balloons. Okay.
Balloons. 3 things. Balloons. 1, Cody and Robin bought the big house.
They bought the house. What the fuck? Uh, okay. I think we are past the days of pretending that they don't make any money from this show. They must make a
Correct.
boatload of money from this show.
They must.
And if they're all getting paid individually,
Yes.
then Cody and Robin have double the share from
Correct.
the show.
Correct.
I can't imagine Robin is getting paid much. She shows up in 3 episodes.
I know she's not or cries in front of her vanity and can't even be bothered to throw water on her face so it looks like she's crying.
I know. I know. It's wild to me. I don't know. So I'm just thinking, I'm wondering how this is going to impact the lawsuit. I mean, obviously it was in motion already.
Yeah,
And does that mean they sold Gargamel's Castle?
that's what I want to know. Because Gargamel's Castle, I looked again last night. It just says off market, and if you look
Doesn't
at the
say pending.
history, if you look at the history, it doesn't even have them putting it up for sale. Because normally, if
Interesting.
it goes on, it has that whole history. It's like it could be like put up for sale at X price, taken off the market. Put up for sale at this price, taken off the market. Nothing. Not
Also,
anything since 2019.
also Cody's lawsuit that he filed, the counterclaim he
Yeah.
filed against Christine, which is to be expected. That's normal.
Mm-hmm.
He responded to her lawsuit.
Yeah.
He wants everything private.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
that
Yep.
doesn't shock me.
No, me either.
I hope they don't allow it, but
I hope they don't allow it.
I mean, I have to say, I don't I don't generally agree with Cody Brown.
Yeah.
But if I were in his shoes, I'd say, yeah, this all needs to be private. This is about our child who I've
That's
had
not why
birthed
he
on
wants it
TV.
private.
I know that because he doesn't want to look bad.
Yes.
For me, it would be about my child.
100%. He doesn't want to look bad, and he doesn't want Janelle and Mary, even though they don't give a fuck. He doesn't want Janelle and Mary to know how much money he has.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
We will go much further as this is developing. We will go much further in depth on this on Reality
Yeah.
Roundup
Yes.
next
Yes, we
week.
will. Yes,
Yeah.
we will.
This week coming up.
This week.
Yeah.
This week coming
Mhm.
up. And then the other thing is I started listening to that Growing Up in Polygamy podcast.
Yes.
So people
The
have been
one with the man who's like a robot. And my
Yes.
name is Ben, and I am a robot.
pretty
Yeah.
much, yeah.
Okay.
So
I like him, but he's
Yeah, but
robotic.
there's a little robot there's a robot-esque quality to him.
Mhm.
Um, so people have been posting the link to that YouTube, and then one of the backdoor friends said they also have a podcast. I was like, "Good, because 'cause I'm never gonna sit around and watch YouTube. I
Yeah.
just don't do it
Ladies of
because
a certain
I'm
age, we don't watch
I'm
YouTube.
Gen X. I'm not doing
Mhm.
that, but I
Mhm.
will listen to something in my ear all day, every day."
Yeah.
So I listened to the episode where they had the 2, former AUB members who knew Kody and the
Okay,
whole clan.
so their name is they have a YouTube channel as well,
They do, they do.
and
Hold on,
they're
I can get them.
better. They're better, I think.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, I think so too.
they're
So
not
they
as
are
robotic.
slightly less robotic. Okay. So Growing Up in Polygamy is the podcast I listen to, but the
Right, and the
ones
guy I just got it, Amanda, the guy looks like Gabe from The Office.
yeah, he kinda does look like
Yeah.
Gabe from The Office.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. So they interview who are these people? Um, Melanie, the daughter of the current AUB prophet, and her husband, Corey. That's who we're
Yeah,
talking to.
and their
Melanie and
channel,
Corey.
do we know what their channel's named?
It is like
I could look it up. I'll look it up.
yeah, it's hashtag something 444. I tried to see if they had a podcast. They do not. But yeah, it was interesting. So, long story short, they do not believe that Kody didn't love Meri at all. Zero zip zilch. Kody totally loved Meri. In fact, they think Kody fell in love with Meri first before Meri fell in love with him.
I saw that.
Mhm. Mhm. Um
It's notes to self 411,
yes,
right?
yes. I don't know what that means. Um
And the she said I also watched it, and she said, if you remember, all the women were after Cody.
all the women were after Kody, including her sister.
Yep.
Cuz he was as she said he was blonde hair, blue eye cutie. And he
Mhm.
was a cute guy back in the day. He probably was like a prime pick back in the day. Just looking at him.
I'm just
I'm
I'm just gonna let you talk yourself out of that hole. Go ahead.
I'm not saying I want him or found him attractive, but I get why he was liked by the people if he never opened his mouth.
I'm just gonna let you go.
I'm just gonna keep going. So
It's like that dark moment when you realize you have to say something decent about Cody Brown.
I know it's really hard for me, um but yeah, the whole Christine polygamy royalty thing, yes, that was a thing, but they don't believe at all that he was in love with Christine.
Right.
Um was it Meri and Kody that was in their wedding? Yes, Meri and Kody, or was at their wedding. So
Mhm.
they've really known each other for a long time. She was very good friends with Christine growing up. So
And
she's known
and the
Christine.
husband was good friends with Robin's brother.
Right.
Yes.
Right. The big thing that they talked about was Robin. Well, the thing that I found most interesting was about Robin, and it was
Okay, I
towards the
didn't see
end.
that part, so fill
Okay.
me in.
It was towards the end, and they were talking about the fact that the system, the AUB, that whole polygamy system, sells women in particular this beautiful view of polygamy. They sell this
Okay.
view of having these wonderful, nurturing sister wives relationships. They sell this view of growing old together as a large family. They sell this view of being able to co-raise children together and being like kind of busting out of the nuclear family in a
Okay.
sense that we
Mhm.
think of as the nuclear family.
Mhm.
The problem is Robin got sold all of that and she's still hung up on why aren't I getting the thing I was sold?
Oh, are you gonna make me have empathy for her?
No, I don't really have empathy for her at
Okay.
all
Alright.
because you also made this all happen. But it helps to understand kind of from a societal view of this,
Mhm.
why
Mhm.
she potentially is so hung up on this. This
Oh,
thing that for us from the
yeah.
outside are
Yeah.
like, "Girl, first of all, I don't think you really wanted I think you wanted polygamy. I didn't think you wanted to share your husband." If that makes sense.
Yeah, I think
I think she wanted all the benefits and none of the sacrifice.
I don't know what happened because when they talk about the wedding in this episode, when she talks
Mhm.
about her wedding
Mhm.
and she's like, "I made sure my wedding was all about," she did. I'm
She
gonna
did.
give her credit for that. She
And
really
Christine
did.
was like, to Robin's credit, she was a fantastic sister wife through that whole process.
Yeah, I do agree with that.
Yeah.
Like, Robin's wedding was not about Robin. It was a little bit, but it
It
was
was a little
also
bit
about
about Robin.
everyone else.
It was, but the buying of the wedding dress,
Oh,
don't
well.
forget that part.
But I think that was Cody. You know what I mean? I think she's in an
Probably.
impossible situation sometimes.
Mhm.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
I think she's in an impossible situation where she is with this numbnuts who's
Mhm.
making all these bad decisions,
Correct.
and she has to support him because she's the loyal wife.
Right.
Like, I
And
don't
she
think
adores him.
she adores him, but I don't think she had much of a voice, and I think she thought early on, well, I mean, obviously he knows what he's doing here. He's been with these people for 30 years.
Right.
Like, I'm just going along to get along with
Sure.
him.
Sure.
And didn't think about, because she had never been in a plural marriage, what this
Mhm.
was doing. So I think she's falling into the trap of she's manipulating from behind the scenes,
Correct.
but she's also taking in what he's saying and believing him at face value.
Correct.
I don't think Robin ever went over to Christine's and pulled up a chair and said, "Tell me the problems in your marriage with Kody."
Right. No. No.
She was only getting one side
Of
the entire
course.
time.
Of course.
And I
And
and I think she use that to manipulate the situation? 100%.
Mhm. Mhm.
100%.
Yeah.
But
She
I also don't think she has all the facts.
No, I don't think she has all the facts either. And and I don't know. I just think she's a pretty fragile person
Mm.
who can't handle things being difficult.
Yeah.
So she goes out of her way to make things as easy as possible for herself and her children. I mean,
Yes.
she's a walking ball of anxiety. We know
A
this,
and
which is why her children are so anxious.
I wanna add an addendum onto what I was saying.
Yeah.
I wanna append my opinion to include, but once the show started and she started seeing Cody treat these wives on the show
Mhm.
later seasons, no
Yeah.
excuse.
No,
She knew everything then.
she knew everything then.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure he still spun it in some way,
Mhm.
but she knew everything.
I think we really have to reframe how we look at their relationship. I used to think I felt victim to believing Robin was the puppeteer, she was the master string puller, and Cody
Mhm.
was going along. I think it's the other way around. I
Mm.
think they're both culpable,
Okay.
but I think Cody pulls the strings, and I
Okay.
think she goes along with whatever he says.
Okay. I'll buy
"Oh,
that.
what you doing there?"
I'm very upset because your color is different from my color and I wanted to make them the
"Oh, we have to
same.
be the same color?"
I don't and
Okay.
it wasn't working. I don't know
Um,
why.
Here, I'll go to match you. What are
Okay,
you,
cool.
blue?
I'm
There we
blue.
go.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Okay.
I feel
All
better
right.
now. It's bugging me.
No,
I'm
I
such a
think
fucking nerd.
I just think that she's in a prison of her own making.
She is.
Mhm.
She is.
Mhm.
And I don't doubt that being at home with them right now is not a fun place to be.
Oh, she got everything she deserves.
Uh-huh.
There you go, ma'am.
Well,
You got
except
it.
now she has this really big house.
Yeah, well,
I
whatever. But she
wonder
has
if
to live in it with him,
it's true. I wonder if it smells like mold.
probably.
Probably. Or if it doesn't yet, hold on, it will.
It will. All right, are we ready?
Let's do this.
Let's do this. This is another non-exciting episode. Season 17, episode 6, 7,
7.
episode 7. What is the title?
Let there be light.
No, that's not. That was like episode
No,
2.
I lied. Labor of Love.
Labor of Love. Okay.
It was on the title at the top, I just hadn't changed it on the actual notes. Okay. Labor of
Labor
Love,
of Love. Hmm.
maybe Moving Mary.
Maybe. Maybe.
I mean, it's the only labor that happened.
Okay.
I always feel like if you're gonna have an episode of TV called Labor of Love, there has to be a birth.
Remember that terrible show with what's her name?
Oh, yes, with Kristen what's her bucket from Sex and the
Sex and the
City
City.
that Jake and Matt covered. I never even watched it.
It was real bad.
I
It
heard
was
it was real bad.
yeah.
I heard it was real bad. One
Mhm.
of my favorite episodes of television ever is an ER episode called Love's Labor Lost.
Mm,
It's a great episode of
okay.
TV. Just I'll just say that.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Anyway, so here we are. We're back in Flagstaff. Mary's moving to Parowan,
Yes, she is.
which we know because it happened 2 years ago. She's doing the kind
Ugh.
of as Cody says, she's doing the kind of things that you do when your life changes.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
love the way he just kind of divorces himself from like any
Oh, yeah.
part of this. It's amazing.
Also, I will say you gave me a heads up when I was starting to watch this, and you said there was a part of the episode that would make me gasp.
Mhm.
Okay. So then I'm watching it like, what is gasp worthy? And I thought it was when someone grabs his amulet and points
Oh,
it out.
no. No, it was the mention of Leon.
Okay. All
That's
right.
what made me gasp.
And then I
So,
thought maybe it was truly Grace Brown.
well, truly is quite the delight, and we'll talk about her when we get there.
Okay.
So Mary's given a bunch of her furniture to Cody's bestie, Nathan, who we know, and Mary's sister, Becky. So they're married. And
I
remember, Nathan kind of tried to help Cody through the divorce because he too had been divorced in polygamy.
Yeah, there's a lot to not want in Mary's house. The banker's couch list of unwantables.
Hmm.
But yet poor Rebecca is receiving this
And
stupid shit.
seems pumped
Yeah.
and seems real pumped about it.
Yeah. Maybe she's
Also,
gonna sell it. Maybe she's like, I know this is a relic on the show and
right.
I'm gonna sell it.
Did you also notice that at some point they moved scenes and they were sitting on a different couch?
Yes.
That looked like that other couch that they looked at Colleen's consignment.
Oh, okay.
I wonder if, like, they maybe bought both couches and,
And
like, they
didn't
never
tell
told
us?
us.
Maybe.
That would be a sneaky thing these people would do. They'd buy a couch and not tell us about it.
Maybe. How dare they?
Bastards. Bastards. So, Cody says, "I helped Christine move out, and it was our last fight," which then we revisit him yelling at her about the order in which to put things in the trailer.
I have to tell you,
Yeah.
I vividly remember my father moving my mother out
Oh,
into
man.
her apartment, and it's, like, one of the weirdest and saddest memories of my
Oh, yeah.
childhood.
Oh, I'm
I
sure.
shouldn't say childhood because I was 21, but, like, I remember
It was
that,
still
and
your childhood.
yeah, and I remember thinking, like, "God, that's gotta be hard on my dad,"
Mhm.
like, moving her out, and
Mhm.
she, of course, got an apartment on 3rd floor, and
Mm.
they had to my parents let me just go back to my early 20s here.
Yeah.
My parents were in their 40s at that point, so they were
Right.
about the age I am now.
Right.
They were in such good shape,
Oh,
always. Like,
yeah.
they moved us 85,000 times, and we never used movers. They were
Right.
doing it all the time.
Wow.
And so they're, like, carrying her couch and everything up these 3 flights of stairs, and
Wow.
yeah, but it was
Yeah.
it was sad. It was a
Oh, yeah.
sad day, like, I vividly remember that, and I remember thinking, "It's nice of him to do that."
Mhm.
And I look
Mhm.
back on that now with a different lens, and I'm like, "He should have done that. That was
Mhm.
the right thing to do."
It is. When Charlie moved out of my house, it was about 2 weeks from when we decided to split up to he moved out, some of the longest 2 weeks of my life. But
Mm,
I remember, like, 2 nights before he was moving, friends of ours came over to help pack him up and stuff,
yeah,
and I was helping pack. And I
yeah.
remember being on my 3rd floor, and my friend Kevin was like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "I am not okay." And I burst into tears in his arms for, like,
Mm,
5 minutes, and then I was like, "Okay, well, we gotta keep going." But, yeah, it's an incredibly hard experience.
yeah,
Even
it's
when it's what you
difficult.
want.
Yeah, yep.
Even when it's what you want, it's incredibly hard.
Yeah, and my mom, like, her apartment wasn't ready, I remember this, until
Mm,
December 1st,
okay,
and they had made the decision to split up, like, in October, so
okay.
she was, like, sleeping on the couch. It was
Oh,
just so
yeah.
weird. It was so
Yep.
weird, such a weird time.
Oh, yeah, yeah. S
Mhm.
When my 2nd husband and I split up, it was about 3 months before he moved out, and
Mm.
that wasn't fun. So, anyway.
But my point is, I'm gonna give Cody props here for helping her.
Yeah, I am too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and,
Now I can go on to destroy him, so go
okay,
ahead.
good. So he says this whole divorce thing, he just doesn't know what the rules are, what you're supposed to be doing, but he's going to go help Mary because he feels like that's the right thing to do, which I think it is the right thing to do. So now we have a little sit down and we're talking on the banker's couches. Again, there's no way in which these couches are comfortable.
Mary's like, "Do you love these couches? Are you excited to get them? Are you
Oh,
excited to get these
no
couches?"
one's excited about those
Shut up,
couches, Mary.
Mary.
No one's excited about those couches.
Maybe Ace and Caitlin would take them, maybe, but they
Maybe.
could auction them off.
They would have to put them like in a museum room. They wouldn't want them in their actual home.
Right. They could auction them off and send their children to college, probably.
Probably,
Yeah.
probably. So Nathan asks why she's giving the furniture away, and she says she's moving to Utah. Nathan, you know why she's giving the furniture away, but okay.
I know.
So she's moving to Utah up to the Airbnb, and she says we finally finalized the separation. And Nathan looks surprised.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, he
and is
doesn't know anything about this,
of course
Amanda.
not. He's blown away by
Even though
30.
Mary's going, "You guys
Mhm.
know what's going
You
on."
guys know exactly what's happening here, right? Nathan seems to be blown away by the fact that it's been 32 years. He asks Mary how old she was when they married,
Really
and
been like 20, but
well, since their wedding, it's been 32 years.
yes, okay.
And she's like, "I was 19. Like, we've been together for 3 decades. I've never been an adult without Cody."
Yeah.
Eh, as much as I hate Mary, this is a huge transition.
It is, but I feel like
But it's
she
been a
like,
slow rolling.
anticipatory grief. She's been
She
grieving
has.
the death of this marriage for, like, 10 years.
Yes. Yes, she has. Yeah. And she says this is different, and she says she's still trying to get her footing in the new normal, which I'm sure she is. Nathan asks how she's feeling. She's like, "I cried a lot the week after we finally said it." Again, I'm sure she did.
Mhm.
It's a lot. Even
It's
when
the
you
end of
want
an
it, it's a
era.
lot. It is.
Yeah, and, Robin's just right there to comfort Cody, so he
Plus,
doesn't really think about it.
well, they have to find solace in each other, so
Yeah.
it's hard for them. She
All
sh
over that house, they're finding solace in each other.
Gross. So Mary shared that she went through the church process, and Nathan asked how the process went, and she said, "It was good for me." Cody may not agree.
Cody was upset.
Aha, Cody's real upset.
Mhm.
And now we have to remember, they already legally divorced a long time ago, so now she's a double D with Cody, which made me think of Molly and Cynthia, double
Oh.
divas, which
Mm.
Ace and Caitlin were talking about the other day.
Oh, okay.
Which I was like, that's very random that you were talking about that. But so we revisit the divorce. Mary crying in that lawyer's office through the whole signature.
Back up.
Yes.
She says, "I divorced Cody for Robin's benefit." She says
Mhm.
that. She
Mhm.
doesn't say that rhetoric has changed.
So it's not about adopting the kids, it's
She
for
does
Robin's
not
benefit.
say that anymore. She
Mm-mm.
used to say, "I divorced Cody so
For the
Robin and
kids.
Cody could adopt Robin's children." Now it's, "I've divorced Cody for Robin's benefit."
Mhm.
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 Mary's got Robin's number now.
Yeah, I think Mary is so done with Robin.
Yep.
It's bad.
Yep. And I
So
think Just Jen is who we have to thank for that.
mhm. Oh, I think Just Jen was like, "Girl,
Mhm.
we're gonna watch all these seasons, and we're gonna point out every time that this woman fucked you over.
Yeah.
Over and over." She's like
Oh, why
Clockwork.
couldn't I be there for that?
That would be amazing. Jen Clockwork Orange Mary, like,
Mhm,
sat her in a
mhm,
chair, roped her in, flipped her
mhm.
eyes open, and was like, "You're going to watch this over and over and over until you understand what happened to you."
That's what they needed to YouTube.
Yes, that would have been great.
Yeah.
Toby's
Yeah.
here.
Hi,
Oh,
Toby.
so that cat that you sent me on Instagram this morning, so
Laying by the
Amy's,
fireplace?
yes, is
Mhm.
completely stretched out on its back in front of the fireplace, looked exactly like Toby.
That's why I sent it to you.
Exactly
Mhm.
like Toby. Okay. So, so Mary says that Cody did not understand her emotions about the legal divorce at all. And he thought it was about her having power. But for her, it had nothing to do with that. She said she never knew she had power. Girl, you had a lot of first wife
You had
energy
first wife
happening.
energy. We're not buying this.
No, I'm
Mm-mm.
not buying
Mm-mm.
that at all. But then that has to lead her to be like, he never knew me. So the divorce was a mind game. But she also knew that their marriage wasn't in a solid place when it happened. Which I think then, because we
Okay.
didn't really know that watching it at the time, that their marriage was really rocky.
That Cody and Mary's
Right.
marriage? Yeah. Yeah.
We didn't know how rocky it was
No. No.
at all.
No.
So I think putting that lens on that legal divorce, I understand now why, even more
Yes.
why she was upset.
Yeah.
Because she
She
was
was
like,
nervous. She was
yeah,
nervous.
yeah. She was like, fuck, if we can do this, then there's nothing legally tying us together anymore.
Right.
So what will that mean for me if he decides he's really done with me?
Question.
Answer.
So, is she scared? So then why does she do it, right? Does she really do it for Robin, or does she do it as, "This is my sacrifice to you"?
I think it
Because
was
they
all about keeping favor with Cody.
Because they talked a little bit about, okay, so on that YouTube channel we watched, that interview,
Mhm.
they talked a little bit about this, and they were pondering, they were wondering
Mhm.
if this was some sort of tit for tat with Robin and the
Right.
surrogacy offer.
Yes, I thought that was an interesting
That was an
potential
interesting
take
point.
on it too.
Yeah, yeah.
But no, I totally think that she did this to find favor or keep favor, curry favor, something favor, because Cody's all about favor.
All of our twin flames get to watch me blow my nose
That's
now.
awesome. That's awesome.
Love you
Maybe
guys.
Leo will show up and we'll get sexy time back here. Who
Yeah.
knows? Who
Love you
knows what'll happen?
guys.
Love you guys. So the divorce. Okay, so Mary says that even Janelle was worried that things were going to change. And Mary goes,
And we saw
"And
that on
oh,
camera.
yeah." Janelle was real freaked out. The only thing she said at first was, couldn't you have done this, like, after tax time?" Like,
And then Janelle literally said to Cody, "I'm
"I'm
afraid
worried
you're
things will
gonna,"
change."
yeah, pretty much, "I'm afraid you're gonna favor Robin."
Mhm,
Mhm.
mhm. Yeah. Janelle was worried things would change, and Mary says, "And they did.
They did.
They
Yep.
did." Nathan asks about the sentimental items of 32 years of marriage, and she's like, "Why? It's a broken marriage."
Mm.
I don't like, you and I have talked about this. I don't like this story of broken families. I don't like this story of broken
Right.
marriages.
If
I
you're
don't like this
together
story of
32 years,
that's
that's a success.
that's a successful marriage.
Yeah. Yep.
It just ended because it was time. Well, it should have ended 10 years ago, but
Mhm.
it ended
Mhm.
because it's time. It run out, but
Yeah.
whatever. Now, Amy, we have Robin chiming in for one of the
Oh
like 2
boy.
seconds we see her on this
Boy.
episode. She says that the divorce mood is very hard for her,
Mm.
but her heart has
Mhm.
gone out to Meri about how long she's been hanging on and she wants her to find happiness. Fuck
She's
you,
been
Robin
hanging
Brown,
on because of
because of
you,
you.
asshole.
Because you have been begging and pleading and cajoling her for 10 fucking years to stick
Ugh,
around.
she's the worst.
Fuck you.
Fuck
So,
off. No, I agree with you. It's enraging. It's
it
enraging.
is.
Yeah.
Fuck
Yeah.
you.
Fuck
Like,
off, Robin.
no. You don't get to be sad, poor pitiful Pearl over there.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Oh, poor pitiful Pearl.
It's the thing my mom always said.
Okay.
Anytime I was being like real bratty or whiny, she'd be like, "Okay, poor pitiful Pearl."
Wow. Okay. Mom's living for that alliteration.
Mom's living for that alliteration, and the Martha Lipnack School of Parenting is really very walk it off.
Yeah.
It's a very
Okay.
walk it off approach to
All right.
parenting.
Okay.
It's very Gen X. So Meri tells Nathan and Becky about the disagreement of how and when the marriage went wrong. She
Mhm.
won't engage with Kody when he gets all riled up about it
Yeah, how
because
about
he thinks
that?
it's
She
a
like
different time.
starts hanging up on him and shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good for
Good for
her.
her.
Mhm.
Yes. Meri doesn't think that there was one defining moment. She's like, maybe the catfish.
I couldn't believe she brought up the catfish.
I couldn't either.
We're
I
just
couldn't
saying all
either.
the quiet parts out loud now.
We are. See,
Yeah.
this is the stuff that makes this not so bad.
Well, for us, but
Yeah.
like to the outsider,
they
this is
really care?
ridiculous.
I know. Some casual watcher of this is like, why am I watching these people move fucking couches?
Yeah. Yep.
To the people who don't listen to not one, not two, not three, 4 separate podcasts about every episode of Sister Wives,
Mm-hmm.
because I listen to us, I listen to Ace and Caitlin, I listen to Corey and Carly, I listen to Cara Berry, I listen to Amanda and Jody. So 5.
Yeah, I listen to Tess and Brooke too.
Oh, Tess and Brooke, 6.
Yeah.
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 And
Look,
I listen to Dr. Adam.
7. Fuck, I'm Dr. Adams back now. I was listening to him yesterday. All over episodes that I have covered. What's wrong with me?
And we're watching YouTube videos.
There's something profoundly wrong with
Because
me.
I also watch Sarah House on YouTube.
Oh, Jesus. I gotta bring this up to Priscilla. What's happening here? Okay. So Kody says that there were a lot of defining moments of when their marriage went down. Meri said that the trouble started within a year or 2. Kody says they were dysfunctional from the beginning. And Meri thought they were great. I think they were great.
We saw footage of the wedding, and he
We
was
saw-
like,
He was making out with her at their wedding. I'm sorry. You will never in a million years convince me that he was not into Meri based on that 2-second video of the day he married Robin where he was so horned up for her.
yes. Yes.
He could not stand it. And I don't think that was horned up for Robin.
No.
Like translating over.
No.
He was horned up for Meri.
Correct.
So no. And we saw her in the cenote with her big boobs hanging out. We
Mhm.
know he was into her. Okay.
Mhm.
So Meri says that there's this big disconnect. And they have a lot of videos and photos of very good times between the two of them.
A lot of
And so we
videos,
flash back to a lot of
aka 10 seasons of a show.
10
of
seasons
which
of a
maybe
television.
2 were okay with her.
Maybe 3.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. I don't know. Nathan asks if Meri has talked to Christine or Janelle, and she's like, no, they're not my sister wives anymore. And she says there's still a lot of stuff for her to figure out and understand how to kind of live in this new normal.
Yeah.
Plus, she didn't say this, but we all know Christine and Janelle don't want her in their club.
Christine and Janelle, they don't
They're
like
not
her
into
at
her.
all. No.
Nope, not into her for their club.
Again, guys, she has a family of like 35 people, and not one of them invited her for Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm. Or Christmas.
Or Christmas.
Yeah, whatever. Becky says that Kody doesn't seem like the happy-go-lucky guy he used to be, which I agree.
Yeah. He went into the manosphere. He got red-pilled.
He got red-pilled,
Yeah.
which Nathan is also red-pilled, because remember, he goes to Testosterone Tuesdays, too.
Yes, he does.
Though he does seem to be a little more subdued in his raging, obvious misogyny. I'm not
He's at
saying
like a
Nathan's not.
7 on the misogyny rage
Yeah, he's a
meter.
little lower
Okay,
than
Cody's a
Kody
10
is.
constantly. Cody's
Constantly.
constantly coming in at a 10.
Exactly. Nathan says something that I think is very profound. The person you marry isn't the person you divorce.
I thought that was great too.
It
When he
is.
said
It
that, I was
really
like,
is.
"Whoa, Nathan."
I did not see you coming up with the
Okay.
good ones,
All
Nathan,
right.
but he's exactly right.
There
The
we go.
person you marry is not the person you
No,
divorce.
it's a good point.
Which is why everyone says if you're going to do like prenups, post do that when you're happy.
Yeah.
Do your insurance
Yep.
when you're happy. Do
Yep.
everything when you're happy.
Plot the
Because when
murder
you're
when you're
pissed,
happy.
plot the murder when you're happy.
Mhm.
If you're take it from Ace and Caitlin, if you're going to murder somebody, don't change their insurance and murder them the next week.
Right. You gotta be careful
Wait,
with
you
things.
gotta wait 6 months at
Yeah.
least.
You gotta
Otherwise,
be
it looks
smart
real
about
obvious.
this. Come on.
Right. And don't ever describe your spouse as lighting up a room because then everyone knows you killed him.
Right. Right. And always
So,
have the Dateline binder. Mhm.
always have the Dateline binder. Right. So Kody says he's not grumpy. Or no, Kody says he isn't grumpy. He says he is resting asshole face because he's angry.
Yeah. Yeah. You do.
Whoa.
You are resting asshole. I agree.
Yes. Yes.
Yep.
But he has no problem cursing anymore
I know.
at all.
I know. And he's like throwing the church under the bus. He's drinking. He's a different
He's
man.
drinking. He is a different man.
Mhm.
Janelle says Cody's real intense. We don't see a whole lot of Janelle this episode, which
Mm-mm.
is
But-
always a negative.
But I will tell you, when we see flashbacks to Janelle's wedding, she is just so beautiful.
She's so beautiful.
Even though it's in like that navy dress and stuff, like
and the navy dress, that navy dress is peak early 90s.
but she's
Late 80s, early
beautiful.
90s. She is beautiful.
Janelle is really, really beautiful.
She is.
Like
and
she might not do anything.
right. She doesn't do
But
anything with that beauty because she just can't be bothered.
Right. But if she if she got a glam squad,
Yes.
like Tiger Lily, oh my
But a
God, there'd be
better
no
one.
stopping her.
But a better one.
Yeah, there'd be no
than
stopping
Tiger
her
Lily
if
Cruz.
she got a glam squad.
Yeah, she's really gorgeous. And looking at her wedding shot is all the proof you need to Savannah is 100% her spitting image.
I agree.
I mean, all of her girls. Maddie also looks like her,
Mhm.
but Savannah looks exactly like Janelle.
Yes, I agree.
So, Robin says Kody has a murder face, and she tells him not to use it with the kids. What? Murder face?
Okay, if you're gonna start, this better be on Patreon. If you're gonna start murdering people, start with Aurora.
No, start with Brianna.
Oh yeah, okay. All right. I still have hope for Fiona Apple. I think she could break out.
No, I don't think she can. I think she's been a bitch since the beginning. Aurora, I think, has just been a pick-me girl because I think she just felt like no one. I think she felt very abandoned by her father, so she
Maybe.
gloms onto everybody else.
Maybe.
I don't think Brianna's a good person.
Just,
I think I'm going to throw out these like psychological platitudes about these people. I don't think
Cody,
Brianna's
if you
a good
need
person.
a murder list, hit me up. Slide in my DMs. I'll give it to you.
God.
Could you imagine living with him? That's what I'm saying. Like, we can hate her all we want,
Yes.
and we do. Again,
Yes.
this is not a Kody and Robin podcast.
No, we are not Kody and Robin apologists. We do not believe in them. We do not like them.
But there's some satisfaction. What is that called? That German word for when you like
Schadenfreude.
There's some Schadenfreude with just watching her suffer.
And be miserable.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, there is.
She's living with somebody who wears a murder face.
Yeah.
That she has to say, put your eyebrows down when the
Right.
kids are getting in their pajamas.
I've never had to tell Todd to put his eyebrows down.
I've never had to tell Timmy, don't threaten to murder the children.
That feels like that should just be a given.
It
We
should
don't
be.
have to tell our spouse to not murder our
It
children.
should be. It should be. Yeah.
So Cody's on his way. Meri says this is going to be awkward. And Kody and Nathan are. So Kody pulls in. Nathan goes out. They hug. They chat. Meri keeps trying to say hi and get Cody's attention. And he cannot even be fussed to listen
That
to her.
had to be editing, right?
It had to be editing.
It had to be. But it was
Because
good. Puddle
was good.
Monkey. There's an A+ for you.
Yeah, you did something right in this episode.
Yes.
Actually, I think they did a really good thing later in the episode with Christine and David and Kody talking about marrying Christine. I thought that was a good back and forth. So Meri says,
do you think Puddle Monkey was like, we finally need to hire like a choreographer here and get this like
a real story editor?
Yeah. And get this
Maybe.
storyboarded out and
Maybe.
sort of figure out what's going on?
Do you think they've ever storyboarded anything?
No, but here's what happened.
Oh, okay, tell me.
Tim Gibbons has a
Mhm.
nephew who went to USC screenwriting
Mm,
class,
mm.
and as part of
Did he
his
know Elizabeth Finch?
no,
Oh,
no,
okay,
no.
just checking.
But as part of his, senior year capstone, he has
Ah,
to have some on the boots or boots on the ground, work,
oh, that
okay?
makes sense, yeah.
So he's doing an internship with Puddle Monkey.
At his uncle's production company. That makes sense, yeah.
And one of the things that he has brought to Puddle Monkey
Is
is
the
this
concept of
concept
storyboarding
of storyboarding.
and story editing and the
Yes,
importance of it and telling a story and having a vision for what you're trying to create. Is that what he's
yes.
trying to help him
So
with? I
now,
got it.
like, 20-year-old, Braden is running this shit.
Yeah, that tracks. That
Yeah,
completely
yeah,
tracks. That makes
I think
sense.
so, I
Yeah.
think so.
Mhm. Okay.
And
So
Braden's the one who was like, "Wait a minute, you're in 2023? We're gonna storyboard this faster. We're
right,
gonna
we
get
gotta
through
move
this."
here.
Yes.
Braden is you and me when we're an hour into a Lalu podcast and we realize we still have 2 fucking couples. We're like, "Let's go. We don't have time for this. Let's go."
That's
That's
what
what
happened.
Braden's doing.
That's exactly what happened.
Mhm. That all
Alright,
makes sense to me.
now you can
Okay.
go.
Thank you. Mary says she's getting rid of things and it's helping her to move on, but she just doesn't know what her future will. Okay. We just have a lot of platitudes of we don't know, the future's
Mhm.
unknown. Now we're in Moab. I've
Okay.
been to Moab. It is fucking stunning.
It's a
It
little too
really is.
landlocked for me, but I would visit.
Yes, and there's a beautiful river there.
Yeah, still
Yeah.
not close enough
Okay,
to a
that's fine, but
coast.
it is
Yeah.
beautiful. The scenery is you feel like you're on another planet.
Just like I have to sit on the end seat everywhere I go to
Mm,
be able to
mhm.
get out of
R-
there,
Right.
I also have to live within 2 hours of the ocean in case I have to
Okay.
get out of
But
here.
you could visit Moab.
Yeah, I could absolutely.
You don't have to
Mhm,
live there.
mhm,
Okay.
yeah, and I also can't swim across the ocean despite me thinking I can.
No, you cannot.
Okay.
No,
Yeah,
no, you cannot.
yeah. I would tread water for like 10 minutes and be tired and crying.
And cry and with your little arms, your little T-Rex
And then
arms
a
trying to
fish would
keep you
touch my leg and I would die.
right, exactly.
So,
We're not a robust people, you and me. We're really not.
no,
So the first venue they look at is Red Earth Venue.
which was
It's
beautiful.
beautiful. Both of these places are gorgeous.
First one I like better.
Oh, I like the second one better because I
Mhm.
like that outside view.
The
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 only reason
the
the only
wedding
reason the outside
stage
one was
is
better.
beautiful. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
the only reason the outside one is better is because of that stage and that view of where everyone's seeing you get married.
Okay, I got you.
So they're looking at venues within 2 months of meeting.
Okay. I have so many questions about this, Amanda. Why are they looking at wedding why are they looking at wedding first of all, why are they looking at wedding venues when they're not engaged?
Because they wanna secure one because they have to get married that year.
Second of all,
Yes.
why would you bring your kids?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't
I'm
know.
not gonna have nice things to say about Christine this episode, guys.
That's fine, that's fine. So we've got Isabel, Truly, and David's son, Max,
Mhm.
who looks like he could not be fussed to be there. He's like,
Nope.
"Why the fuck am I here?" We never hear a word from him.
Nope.
Nothing.
Uh-uh.
Isabel says she's happy. Christine's sparkling and glowing. David is great with Truly, but this is moving extremely fast and I'm not comfortable.
I'm just gonna say what we're all thinking. Christine's annoying as fuck right now.
Christine is annoying as fuck right now, and Christine has completely abandoned her children in this.
Two things can be true. We can be
Mhm.
happy for Christine,
Yeah,
and we
I'm
could
happy she's
also think
happy.
this is annoying as fuck. Listen to me. I was 20 years old when my parents split up.
Mhm.
And
About
this
Isabel's age.
and this would have bothered me deeply.
Yes.
Imagine being 12,
Yeah.
because that's how old Truly is, right? We figured
Mhm.
out.
12, yeah,
Yeah, 12,
12-ish, yeah.
14, somewhere around
Yeah,
there. Can't
something.
remember. Um, Christine is in the wrong here. She's in the
Christine's
wrong.
wrong here.
She's shoving this down these kids' throats,
Yeah.
and she's saying on camera, "I don't give a shit if they don't like it."
Right. I don't care if it's too fast. I
No.
don't care if they don't like seeing us
No.
make out. I don't care.
No. Nope.
No, it's not
Nope.
right. Like, my dad remarried when I was 21, and I did not care. You know why? Because my parents had been divorced at that point for 17 years.
Right. Right.
Like, I just didn't care.
There is no fucking reason that she
Mm-mm.
couldn't take a year here. She can still
Nope.
date David,
They could live together.
but take a year. I don't even think they should
Actually,
live
no, I'm gonna
together
say they
yet.
shouldn't live together yet. Nope, I think they should date for a year.
Yeah. Take a year. Let your kids settle into this. Yeah, I understand, and this is a problem a lot of divorced people make, and
Mhm,
I think my dad was guilty of this.
mhm.
I understand the marriage has been over for you for a long time. It
Right.
hasn't been over for your children,
Correct.
especially if you've been pretending it hasn't.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, they don't know it's a pretense.
Nope.
So, like, I had no idea my parents were I knew they were unhappy, I guess, but I didn't know they were gonna get a divorce.
Right.
But my mom and my dad knew that for, like, a couple of years.
Mhm.
No,
Mhm.
you don't
You
Truly
don't do
is
this.
adjusting to this. Aspen is adjusting to this.
Aspen's
Isabel's
struggling.
adjusting to this. Like, what are you doing? And then you're
Yeah.
saying right in front of them, "I don't give a shit if you don't like it." You're as
Yeah,
bad as Cody.
this is
What
not good.
what Christine is saying on camera is as bad as Cody.
Mhm.
That's it.
Yeah. It's I don't disagree with any of that.
Because let me
It's
tell
not
you
good.
something. If I'm truly Grace Brown, our Lord, our Savior, amen.
Mhm.
I'm gonna watch this back and I'm gonna be
Yeah.
like, wow,
Wow, my
okay.
mom didn't give a
Guess you don't
shit.
give a shit about me.
Mhm.
It's not a good look, Christine. It's not a
Mm-mm.
good
Too bad.
look.
No. No, and generally, I do think she, puts her kids first, but
I do
this is
too.
not
She's not
time.
doing it now.
No.
Mm-mm.
So they explain that they aren't engaged yet, but they have to get the wedding venue locked down.
I
And
don't
she
know
says,
why.
"I'm locked down, but we're not officially engaged." No, you don't.
This is so stupid.
Janelle says, "If you know, you know." And Christine says
Sure.
they've been dating for 6 weeks to 2 months, and she's not taking it slow, which I don't disagree with.
And she
Todd and
can
I knew.
she can be in love, and she can, I married Timmy, very quickly as well. We didn't have children
You didn't
that
have
we were
children.
trying to shepherd through a breakup.
Right. Right. Exactly.
Because not
Exactly.
only have these kids lost their father, but like their whole family is falling apart.
Correct.
Mm-mm,
Correct.
mm-mm. Amy
They
Archer says, "Judgment, no good."
Okay,
Okay.
agreed.
All right.
Hate it.
Hate it.
David loves Moab, he says. He says it feels like prehistoric times when the dinosaurs roamed,
Okay.
which it kind of does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you go, "Oh, okay, at least he's saying 200 million years ago."
Yes, at least he's not saying 7,000 years ago.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I was okay. I was
I
like, okay,
was
you believe in
I
evolution.
was
Good.
nervous as to how we were gonna handle that, but he was good. He
He was
Yeah,
good. He got the
yeah.
right time frame.
Yes.
Good job. He says he's taken other ladies there, but they didn't like it. And he said the one who loved Moab would be the one he would marry.
Well, they didn't wanna come back, and he's like, "Guess
Right.
they didn't love Moab." No, maybe they didn't
Maybe
like
they like
you.
you because you're weird. I don't find anything remotely compelling
I
about this
I
man.
will say something, there is keep going, I'll point it out when we get there.
Okay. Christine doesn't know if Cody knows anything about David. He stopped telling her about things in his life a long time ago, so she's not telling him anything.
Okay, she doesn't know him that.
She doesn't know him that, but I do think before I met Todd's son, Todd talked to his ex-wife and said, "I want to introduce my girlfriend to our son." He was Truly's age.
Well, and this matters in terms of how involved is Cody in Truly's life at this point,
Right.
right?
Right. I don't think very.
If he's not seeing her at all, then maybe she doesn't owe him an explanation.
Maybe.
I still think she does personally, but I
Yeah.
could see how she might be pissed and not want to give him that explanation.
Could be. Could
Maybe.
be. But I don't know. I think when I don't know. I think when you have kids, it changes the communication you have to have with
I agree.
the kid's other parent. I just do. So the woman's walking them through this venue. She says it's open. It's a blank slate space,
Mhm.
so they can make it whatever they want. So now we're going to talk about eternal weddings.
Mm.
Cody asks why his church asks people who barely know each other to commit to each other for eternity, and that's a valid question, Cody.
Mhm. Yep.
Like, why
Us
are you making eternal
us
decisions at
atheists
19?
us atheists have been asking those questions for a long
For a
time.
long time, a real long time. And Cody says he's heard rumors that Christine's dating
Mhm.
and that this guy is her soulmate.
Okay,
And
who do you hear the rumor from, Amanda?
McKelty.
I think so. Either
It has to be
McKelty
McKelty.
or Maddie to Janelle to Cody. Would Janelle maybe mention it to him?
Janelle's not talking to him at this point.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
She's barely talking to
Yeah,
him. No,
you're right.
it's
It's
McKelty.
McKelty.
It's
Mhm.
McKelty. Or maybe Truly. Maybe. But
Maybe.
I think it's most likely McKelty. And Cody says he is offended for Christine. That she's dating and that he is her soul. No, that she'd be stuck with Cody forever if her soulmate was someone else.
I mean, just being stuck with Cody forever sounds like some kind of
I'd be offended by that. I
purgatory.
don't want that.
Mm-mm.
David says his kids are also concerned about the speed. Okay, if all of your kids are upset, stop.
I do wanna say something, though. I am gonna give David props here.
It's been much longer. Oh, give him props. Okay.
Yes.
What are we giving him props for?
It has been much longer, you're right, to that
Yeah,
point.
it's been a lot longer. It's
But
been, what,
also,
11 years or something?
we
8
see
years, something.
we see a photo of David with his
Mhm.
children.
Mhm.
They are all grown adults, and
Yes.
they're all with him in a photo. That says something. Could you
Yeah.
get Kody to get all his grown children together in a photo with
Nope.
him? Nope.
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 No, I think David is close to his kids.
I think
I think
David's
he's
a
an involved
I think
father
he's
and
a
he's
good
close to his
father.
kids.
Yeah.
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 I mean, just like Tony said, he didn't start gambling and drinking when his wife died.
Right, he stayed on the straight and narrow, I
Yeah, he
guess.
stayed sober and didn't get a huge gambling addiction. Good for him.
Sure. Sure.
I started watching the Lois Riaz thing last
Mhm.
night.
Mhm. We
Oh,
just
I
covered
didn't
it yesterday.
I did not expect the gambling.
Yeah.
I did not
Yep.
expect that to be a portion
She
of the
felt
program.
loved when she walked in Diamond Joe's.
This woman's real sad.
I know.
This is real
I
sad.
know.
Okay. Anyway, we'll get. You all covered it. I don't need to talk to you about it.
Yep.
I need to
Next
also finish
drops
watching
next
it.
week. Or this
Okay,
week. This week.
this week. Yes, I need to finish watching it. So David says his kids are concerned, but he says he's never been treated so well or been so happy. So why should they wait? I said this venue is very pretty. Christine says that when she and Kody married, she felt it wasn't appropriate to have a big wedding. So the first wedding in polygamy can be big, but anything else kind of is hush hush. And Christine's like, that's really nuts at the end of the day. Like she's sort of I like seeing the
She's
times where Christine unwinds.
she's starting to deconstruct
Yeah, where
what
she's
she's grown up in.
deconstructing the things
Mhm.
and she's like, why are we doing it that way?
Yeah.
Cody says that there was pressure to marry Christine. She was polygamy royalty. And Christine's like, that came from Kody. I never cared about being royalty. And he says he knew Christine for a long time and she always wanted to be in his family. Well, we knew that's true. I mean, Christine was all after him.
Yeah. I do see Kody 100% saying, "Oh, she's connected to Rulin, what's his name?
All red.
Allred, who was
Mhm.
again murdered in
Murdered.
his practice."
We always worry about the fact that he went to jail. He was murdered. Okay, go on.
I could see him doing it just for the connections.
Oh, I can
Yeah.
too.
Yep.
He's Cody, if nothing else, has always been a mover and a shaker wannabe.
Mhm. Mhm.
So realizing he could marry somebody who gets him more moving and shaking, let's do that.
Imagine him moving and shaking on top of you, Amanda.
Ooh, gross. So they declare that this venue's too small for them. It only holds like 200 people max. And so we're back at Mary's house. Becky calls out the amulet.
She does. She grabs onto it,
She
and
grabs
he
onto it.
bats her away.
I know. Don't touch my David Yerman with your poor person hands that we're giving furniture to. This is David Yerman. This is a $3,000 amulet.
I'm
Yeah.
shocked I didn't have a voicemail. Usually I do when the amulet shows up, but
I
nothing.
know, but
Nothing.
nothing.
Mm-mm.
There's nothing really that they would have to bitch about this
No,
episode.
no. Mm-mm.
Cody says it isn't awkward to move his ex-wife out of her house, but it is weird.
Mm.
Mary's being snarky, and I'm here for that.
Me too.
I'm always here for Mary snark. Nathan says, thank you, because Becky's really happy with the furniture that she's getting. And Cody jokes, well, that's at least one woman in my life that's happy. And Mary's like, I'm happy.
We need an immediate intervention with Becky. Something's wrong.
Something's wrong if you're psyched about the armless couch,
Yeah.
girl. Come on.
Something's wrong upstairs there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cody says he and Robin are struggling, but they are still mourning. And we go back to Cody saying to Robin that he sold her this whole family dream and he isn't embracing the idea anymore, but Robin says that she is. He says Robin doesn't seem happy.
Mm.
And he doesn't think it's an indicator of their relationship specifically, but about the big picture.
Okay.
I think it's much more about the big picture than their relationship, but I think their relationship's a mess right now because he's an asshole.
Yeah, but she'll never leave. So no one come at us with that. She will never leave him.
She will never leave
ever,
him.
ever.
Nope. Cody asks Meri for water and they start picking on each other and like, okay, this
Wait. Cody asked Meri for water?
Mhm.
How did I miss that?
I don't know, but it wasn't warm water.
Oh, it wasn't warm tap water? God damn it. Okay.
It was tap water, but it wasn't warm.
I can't believe I missed that.
Yeah.
What was I doing?
You were in your tub
I
doing
was
things.
in the
I don't know.
tub. Maybe
Guys-
that's why I was washing my hair, because I go down under the water.
Mm.
So that might have happened at that time.
Guys, she watches Cody Brown naked. I just want to remind everybody of that.
My tub
Okay.
time, listen, my tub time is sacred time.
I understand.
Mhm.
So you watch the sacred text of Sister Wives during your sacred bath time. I
Sometimes,
understand.
yes.
Sometimes. Cody okay, so Cody says that Meri seems lighter and the pressure is off, and by all indications, she may start to feel better.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's lost an albatross around her neck.
Meri says he's projecting a bit, and she says, "Let's be real. Cody doesn't know me."
She's right.
She's right. Becky says they're worried about how to split their loyalty, so they go to sit down and they're like, "Where are they going to sit?" So Becky sits next to Robin. No, Becky sits next to Cody. Nathan sits next to Meri. So they kind of like split the difference here,
Mhm.
and everyone's like,
Again,
"Ha ha ha ha
Becky
ha."
is Mary's sister.
Sister,
Yeah, no splitting of loyalties here.
no, and Nathan is Cody's best friend.
Whatever.
Whatever. Everyone has kind of a good sense of humor about it. And Cody says it's sad, and Meri asks why. Why is it sad, Cody? And he says, "It is sad. It's the end of an era." And Meri says, "It's final, and it is what it is."
Yeah,
She's over this now.
she's over it.
She's done her mourning, and she's done. Cody says he has good days and bad days, but for a few years, there was only bad days. And he says, "We're going to grow up now, put on our smiley face, and admit divorce happens."
Okay, this was chilling, this part, when he's like, "We're gonna put on our big boy pants now."
I
I'm
know.
like,
Have a great Thanksgiving, everyone. I'm
"Is
1
this
second
the
away from being a
murderous
family
is this the murderous
annihilator.
rage face? Is
This
this
is the murder
is
face,
this
allegedly,
put
allegedly.
your eyebrows
This might be put your eyebrows down.
down?"
Meri thinks that Cody was shocked that when he went to when she went to the church leaders and it happened so fast. And
Mm.
Becky says she doesn't know where he and Janelle stand. And he's like, she just plumb not interested in being in a relationship with me.
Janelle hates my guts.
Janelle hates my guts.
Yeah.
Cody says it's not a road for them anymore, and that's sad. And he's guilty of marrying people he wasn't in love with. Stop saying that.
That's the problem right there, dude.
Stop.
Mhm.
That may be true. That may be your heart's truth. Stop saying you weren't in love with the mothers of 18 or 13 of your fucking
And
children.
again,
Stop
this
it.
is where Robin needs to intervene and be like, "Dude, like if she's
Stop.
the Cody whisperer with a
Right.
pure heart as she's trying to tell us she is,
Stop.
stop it.
Right.
Stop it."
But
Yeah.
then again, she talks shit about dating Aurora and Brianna's father. Them. So Janelle says he has amnesia
Good.
and you can't pretend for 20 years. And Janelle is like, I don't care anymore. I'm
Yeah,
done.
she's like, "You could never keep up that pretense for 20
For
years."
20
She's
years.
right.
She's right.
Yeah.
He's too lazy to keep up a pretense for
Mhm.
20 years.
Agreed.
Meri says that this is Cody's new song. He never loved them, and it's getting annoying. She says,
Mm.
man up and be honest. He thinks he's being honest. I think he's just being mean.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
My dog has something to say about that.
Cool. Awesome.
Mhm.
Meri says that she put everything into this that she could and would still, but she knows that if something isn't right or good, we're done. It's fine.
Mary put everything into this.
She
She
did.
can walk away
Knowing she
guilt-free.
tried as hard as she could.
Yep. Yep.
Yep. It's the reason that I knew I needed to go to marriage counseling, even though I knew my marriage was over, because I knew I personally needed to be able to say I checked every
box.
box to try to fix this.
And Mary even says, I don't know if you talked about her talking about the catfishing, right?
Yes.
She says, what led up to the catfishing?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. What got us there?
Yeah, she's done being the blame
Yes.
place pod. I don't know. The
Something.
place everybody puts their blame for the
Right.
catfishing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cody says he isn't sure what to believe. He's like, there's eternal marriage, and Jesus said not to get divorced, but it offends him to think that he'd be stuck with those women.
Did Jesus say don't get divorced?
I don't think Jesus had a big take on divorce.
Backdoor friends.
I'm not real.
I know we have some religious backdoor friends. Please.
Did Jesus talk about divorce specifically?
Come at us. Give us the scripture. Maybe.
Maybe he did. I don't know.
I don't know.
And he says he doesn't think God would cause him or them to suffer. And let's not make people stay in terrible relationships. I agree with that last part.
Mhm.
Let's not make people stay in terrible relationships.
Yeah, I agree.
It's okay to leave.
I agree.
Amy, now we're back at Sonny and Cher.
Okay.
It freaked him out
Mm-hmm.
when they got divorced. Divorce is the biggest evil.
Mm.
And at that age, he had no idea that divorce was real, and he was devastated by Sonny and Cher's divorce.
Okay, you know who wasn't shocked by Sonny and Cher's divorce? Cher.
Share. Yeah.
because she has been on record saying, Sonny is not a one-woman man, he's like a five-woman man.
Right.
There's not enough pussy in the world for Sonny Bono.
Well,
R.I.P.
RIP. Does he
But
get an RIP?
but
Yeah.
yeah, he gets an RIP.
Okay.
He look, terrible husband, decent dude, I
I
think. I
guess.
guess. I don't
I
know.
guess.
Like
I don't really know a whole lot
he's
about
not
him other than he became a congressman, which I always thought was
right.
real weird.
He's not egregiously horrible
Right.
unless there's something I don't know.
He was
But
Southern California because it was Clint Eastwood who was the mayor of Carmel, right?
yeah, that sounds about
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So okay. So this isn't supposed to be a part of his story, he
Mm.
says. And
Mm.
it's taken a turn. Well, nobody thinks divorce will be a part of their story. It just
Amanda,
is what it
can
is.
you remember a celebrity divorce that hit you this hard? I
No.
can't either.
I can think of some celebrity deaths that really affected me,
Of course,
but
yes.
not divorce.
No.
No.
No. Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
No.
So he says that they rode the wave and they crashed the ship.
Mhm.
And that does make him terribly sad. And he almost fake cries.
He does. He does. Yeah.
He almost
Yeah.
Robin cries there.
Yeah, he does.
So now we're at Red Cliff's Lodge, which is where we know they got married.
Mhm.
Christine doesn't care where they go. She just cares about the dress and walking down the aisle to him. David said she's like, he started with rings and talking about venues. And she was like, whoa. No, you didn't.
Mm.
They're thinking they're going to have a minimum of 350 people.
Jesus. Okay.
Their families are big. They could get up to 700.
Come on.
Now,
Come on.
the 350 makes sense when you do the math and realize that between them, they have 26 children,
Sure. Yeah.
which even just adding a spouse to each of those people
Mhm.
and a kid gets you to over 100 people
Yeah, they need about 200 people.
at
Yeah.
least. So they wind up with about 350, I think. Kody says, I'm sorry, David says that Christine deserves the big, nice wedding that she never had. And even though Vegas would be cheaper, Kody says his wedding day with Christine was sad. He struggled to get off of work. He had 2 wives at that point. One was pregnant, and he had a 1,000-yard stare.
Excuse me. He said he had 2 wives in toll, not in
Oh,
tow. He says
in
in
toll?
toll.
I
Mhm.
see. I
Mhm.
missed that.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. He had a 1,000-yard stare, and he was marrying someone out of obligation, and he realizes in retrospect that wasn't fair to Christine.
You know who isn't being treated fairly right now? All of Christine's children who are watching you say these words coming out of your mouth hole.
Correct. Correct. These children that you supposedly miss and
Mhm.
care about?
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay. Now Truly is flitting all around this yard.
I love Truly. This
I was
kid,
I was waiting for her to start doing
she
somersaults down
needs
the
she needs
hill.
attention. When
She does.
Christine and David are talking to the wedding planner at the first venue, she
Mhm.
is pushing Max,
Mhm.
just ramming into him and pushing him away. And it's so funny because I was tracking her movements through this whole
Okay.
thing,
Of course you were.
and Isabel is constantly having to go over
And
and
control her.
control her. She's
I
something else,
see,
this kid.
I paid attention to Truly, but I didn't track her because I knew you would.
Yes,
I
yes.
don't have to track
I
Truly.
I
You
was
take care of that.
I was tracking her, and
Okay.
she's a desperate cry for attention. She is
She
me, I
really
am
is.
her, I'm McKelty, I'm all of it.
Right.
I'm
Right.
reformed now,
This
but
is this is and this is the part of yourself you don't self-loathe,
correct,
as
correct.
opposed to Ace who does self-loathe it.
Yeah, no, I know, I embrace it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Mhm.
Christine then talks about how the kids look away when they kiss, but that won't stop
That
them.
won't stop them.
Ugh.
This
Look,
really.
my parents have been divorced again for I am 51, 47 years they've been apart.
Mhm.
I don't like seeing my parents make out with other people.
Mm-mm.
It's just
Mm-mm.
weird.
No. I
I
don't
probably
need to
wouldn't
see
want to see
my
my parents make out
parents
with themselves, like each other. Like I don't want to see parents make out.
I don't need to see my parents make out with each other, anyone,
Mm-mm.
spouses. No.
Yeah.
No.
The kids don't like it. She says, David thinks that the kids don't not like it. It just makes them uncomfortable. Well, then
So
stop
stop
fucking doing it.
doing it. Listen, I loved that little moment when they were on the wedding stage and they were like, "This is where I'm gonna marry you," and blah blah blah,
Yes.
blah, blah, blah. Don't bring your kids. If this
Right.
is a romantic moment that you're gonna be
Get to
looking
have that moment without worrying about your children.
don't bring your
Well, you're
kids.
not worrying about your children. That's the problem.
Those kids are old enough to stay by themselves. Truly doesn't
Yeah.
need a babysitter.
Isabel lives alone.
Yeah. It's so stupid.
Like, it's so dumb. So, the first available date for them is October 8th, Amy.
Is
It's the
that
day
when
they
they
get
got
married.
married?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And the
I
woman
thought
says
it would be
everything is
October 9th, Robin's birthday, and that would have been great.
that would've been great. Everything was green and blooming for this it will be green and blooming in October, and David saw a wedding there before and thought it would
Mhm.
be very cool. That actually happened to me. Friend of mine's parents, well, mom and stepdad got married in this old church that, Wordsworth wrote a poem about,
Mhm.
and that's where Charlie and I got married.
Oh, that's cool.
'Cause I thought it would be very cool. It's an old Unitarian church.
Mhm.
Um, Isabel isn't used to Christine being so affectionate with somebody, and, Christine and Kody just weren't affectionate. They didn't even hold hands.
Yeah.
Aspen says, "It's very fast, but I'm over it." No, you're not.
Mm-mm.
I see on your face, girl, you're not over it.
No, and Christine just has this energy about her where she's acting like she's 15.
Mhm. It's real
And,
annoying.
like, there's part of me that gets that. She's
Mhm,
been, emotionally stunted for most of her life in this
mhm.
very restrictive marriage and unhappy. But, like, okay, you need to grow up now. You're 50.
Yeah,
Let's move
stop.
forward.
Right. Christine says she never walked down an aisle, and at Maddie's wedding, thought it would be wonderful to do that, and even told Kody if they ever had a recommitment, she would like to do that. Janelle says that when you marry in their church, it just isn't a big deal. They had a small little get together at his mother's house. She's like, I didn't even get a dress. And
Mhm.
we see again how beautiful she
And
was with that
Janelle
one
doesn't give
picture.
a fuck.
She doesn't give a
Janelle's like,
fuck.
"I'm fine." The maturity difference between Christine and Janelle,
Hmm.
it's light
It's a lot.
years. Yeah,
It's a lot. Think about it though. Janelle did not grow up in the AUB.
correct.
She converted to it. And Janelle was married before.
True.
So, like,
True.
she's just had a lot more life experience.
Yeah.
And she worked outside the home.
Yes. Very
Christine
true.
lived in the bubble of their home.
Yeah, you're right.
So now we see Kody proposing to Robin. We remember that. She says that Kody said that Janelle and Christine didn't get the wedding they deserved and he wouldn't do that again.
This is interesting. She says
Mhm.
it's Cody's idea to have that big wedding.
Mhm.
Now, granted, it was probably for the cameras.
It was surely for
Yeah.
the cameras. And she said she did it for him and their wedding day wasn't about them, it was about the family. My only whatever girl about that is the fact that she's like, that's because we never had a single photo of us taken together. It was only family photos. Well, girl, there's a lot of fucking pictures of just the two of you.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
I mean, just never forget the photo on
on the
the
car.
Lexus. Yeah.
Truly's being amazing. She's like rolling all around this yard.
Yes.
David and Christine just keep making out. Blah,
Truly,
blah, blah, blah,
and
blah.
I want to say something because I know people will come for Truly here.
Mhm.
Truly is 12.
Yeah, 12-ish.
Yeah. She's uncomfortable and she feels awkward.
Yes.
And this is how that presents.
Yes.
She doesn't know what to do with herself. So
Right.
she's acting a fool.
Yep.
And I relate to that hard.
I do
Mhm.
too. Cody says that he has a lot of vibes and feelings and thoughts about marrying Christine that make him feel bitter. Stop saying
Shut the
this
fuck
on
up, dude.
television.
Oh god.
What he remembers is that it was a very sad day, and when they broke up at the end, it made him question his life a lot.
Amanda, do you remember the show You Can't Do That on Television with my twin
Of
flame Alistair?
Yes.
Do you remember they would say I don't know and they would get slimed?
Yes.
Cody needs to get slimed every
Fine.
time he says he was not in
I
love with one of his wives.
I agree.
Mhm.
Perfect. Let's
Mhm.
add that.
Yeah.
Can you do something like that in post edit or
Are
something?
you serious? You're lucky I'm able to, like, insert a commercial. You think I'm gonna be able to put slime on Cody's head?
Maybe, I don't know.
No,
Could
not
happen.
no.
So,
I'll see what I could do. Let me block off a block of 8 hours to see
see if
if
I
I
can
can
get a
make
little
that work.
slime happening. So I did like the going back and forth between Cody complaining about their wedding and Christine and David being so happy. I thought that was a
Mhm,
nice juxtaposition.
mhm. Way to
They
go,
continued.
Braden. Braden
Good
at
job, Brayton.
Puddle.
Thank you for storyboarding finally. Could get you an A plus in that class for doing this work. The They continue the tour of Red Cliffs. Christine says that she doesn't care at all, but at first, but now that she's seen it, she wants to get married there.
Yeah.
And one benefit of the place is that it's a lodge, so people can also stay there.
Didn't
Christine
need to
says,
see your bang rooms. Didn't
nope,
need to see
no,
this.
well, hold on here. Christine says her kids have had great weddings and planning them was fun, and now she gets to do it. Maddie's was first. Amy, it was bohemian. Gypsy Bohemian Wedding.
Gypsy
Whatever the
Bohemian.
fuck that means.
Oh, God.
We're just gonna throw the word Gypsy Bohemian on everything and call it that. It was outdoor and it was ethereal. I was like, that's a big word for you,
Yeah.
Christine.
Yeah.
McKelty.
I forgot how awkward Tony was at McKelty's wedding.
Oh, so
Oh,
awkward.
God.
McKelty's wedding was a big, huge party, and Aspen's wedding was magical and romantic.
Okay.
And she said being at those made Christine realize that it was kind of cool to have a soulmate and a really big wedding.
Mhm.
But it wasn't in her mind at that point that she would leave Kody because of it. It would just have been nice to have. And now she gets to have it. Back at Moving Mary. Kody and Nathan are being ridiculous. Kody says it's interesting that they're now safe enough to joke around, and he wonders why it's now easier than it was 3 months ago or even 6 years ago. It's weird. No, it's not.
No, it's called healing.
It's called
It's called
we're not
healing.
in
Healing.
ambiguity anymore.
Mhm. Mary's healed. Healed.
Mary's healed. Mary has gone through her hill and journey.
Mhm.
Like, we're not in ambiguity. That's
Right.
why it's
The
easy.
decision has been made.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
pulled the trigger. It's done.
Yeah. I pulled that trigger.
Back at Red Cliffs. Kody says in plural marriage, they try to make it as traditional as possible. And Robin wanted to elope, but Kody said he didn't want to hide another plural marriage. Christine says that Robin was a wonderful sister wife, and it was a huge family celebration when they married.
Yeah, I agree with that. I give
Yeah.
Robin props there.
I do too. Robin says her main goal was to make sure she wasn't the insensitive sister wife and make sure they felt safe and comfortable. And I do think she pulled that off.
But this is what Robin did, right? She came into the family with these big selfless gestures
Mhm.
to endear herself to the family.
Oh, yeah,
And then she was a wolf in sheep's clothing, essentially.
exactly.
Mhm.
So Robin says now that they're all moving on, she feels like the idiot who got left behind, which we've seen her say that
Yeah.
over and over again.
And we all agree.
Back in the cabin where Christine and David are going to bang,
God.
David checks on the bed in the bridal suite.
Oh,
And he's like, I'm like,
God.
these two fuck.
Okay. Did you
These
get
two
what
fuck.
did you get what they whispered to each other when they were
Mm-mm.
leaving? Because I replayed it 75 times and I couldn't hear it. It was she said something and he goes, and I was like, what? It was kind of like that.
It was kind of like that.
Mhm.
So Christine says that Janelle and her kids will, of course, be invited to the wedding. Leon, Mary's child, will also be invited, but she isn't ready to be around Meri, Kody, or Robin.
Yeah.
Christine says that her biggest hope is just to have everyone there, be surrounded by family, and have their kids support them, which is what she winds up pulling off.
Yep.
Kody and Nathan leave. Kody says he's been wearing his pain on his sleeve for 2 years, and he's tired of the pain, and he's tired of it. And he has gone through the destruction of his family. He's been dark, but he will move through this. So brave. So brave. Christine says she never felt this special before. It's incredible to feel loved and special and to know that she's marrying the love of her life. She had no idea, and it's amazing. And I know that, like, I feel that way with Todd. I
Yeah,
do. Like,
yeah.
I finally know what it feels like to be loved and to love. Like,
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
And I get discovering that in your late 40s, early
Yeah.
50s.
Yeah.
I get it.
Mhm.
But you're annoying. You're real fucking annoying. Okay, next time on. It's
Okay.
Mary's birthday, and she finally gets to see the carriage house. I hope there are
Nobody
no
cares.
circles.
Nobody cares.
I hope there are no circles.
Don't care.
She's officially single, and it's weird to wrap her head around.
Mm.
David is coming over for dinner. Some of her kids are okay, and some aren't. And Aspen's like, this is really fast.
Yeah, you do know if they're going to take us up. So what I've heard is that they're going to take us up almost to current time in
Okay.
this season. So we're going to get Amos.
I hope we get Amos.
Yeah.
Janelle and Kody have a meal together. I think it's at Josephine's because we know they're no longer allowed to film at Salsa Brava. She says that she felt like his life always centered around Robin's house.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Get it, girl. Kody says Janelle has a card that says victim on it, and she just likes to play it.
You have to be kidding me. You and Robin are the biggest victim players.
Of any of the 5 people involved in this, Janelle is the least victim.
Yes. Yes. Janelle never asked you for anything. Janelle never demanded anything. All she wanted you to do was be a decent human being and treat her
their
children with the respect and love that a parent should give their children.
Correct.
Bare minimum, dude. Bare minimum is what she always needed from you.
Right. She's I can't wait for
Janelle's
next
the
week.
kind of car that could run on fumes.
Yes,
She can run on fumes, and she's good.
I cannot wait to see this meal, though.
Oh,
This will be good.
yeah, it will be.
This will be really good. So, we'll see what
Mhm.
happens. But that's our episode.
All right,
Labor of love.
let's do some house cleaning here.
Okay, winner, loser.
Winner, loser. Who has what? I forget.
I have the odd winner, so I have the winner this time.
Okay. All right.
I hate to say it, Mary's the winner again.
Whoa. Whoa.
Mary's having a season. I don't like her,
Yeah.
but she's having a
I
season.
just hope she now goes away.
Me too.
Get in the truck to Erewhon and goodbye.
Goodbye.
Because we're going to see Tan.
Oh God. Okay, loser.
Okay. Loser is definitely Christine's kids
Yeah.
collectively and poor
Mhm.
Max.
And poor Max
Hmm.
having to do this too.
Yeah. I mean, she's just, I'm sorry. It's rotten. It just
Yeah,
is. It's not
it's
good
not right.
parenting. No.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. And I don't. We don't tend to come hard for Christine's parenting.
No. And
We do.
there's certain aspects of this I understand.
Mhm. For
But,
sure.
like, when your kids like, you can date David, you could be in love with David, just lay off the making out with him in front of the kids. They're clearly uncomfortable with it.
Correct. Correct. Just stop.
And stop telling the world you don't give a fuck that they're uncomfortable with it.
Right. That's the bigger part.
Jesus. Okay. So, we have some Facebook quotes
Mm.
from
Mhm.
our live thread from last week, okay?
Okay.
Heather says, "Am I the only one who hears Peyton's voice and jump scares like Cody's in the room?" You're not the only one,
You're
Heather.
not. We
No,
even brought that up. He sounds just like his father.
just like him. Katie says, "Possible controversial take here.
Oh,
But I think the clock started for Christine's single life way before, and she was ready for a real relationship with David. I think the OG3 had been single for years upon years." Yes, I do
yeah,
agree with that.
I agree.
But her children were not ready.
Right.
The clock
Exactly.
didn't start for them.
The clock didn't start for them until they split up.
Yes.
And even then, it takes a while for it to all sink in.
Yes.
So,
Yep.
yeah, she's really not doing this well with her kids.
But I agree with you, Katie. She has been single for a very
Mhm.
long time.
Mhm. Agreed.
Karina says, "I love Christine's fishnets. I love she got her makeout session. Get it, Christine. I know the Christine David narrative might get tired, but it still makes me smile, especially since Sister Wives has not been fun, sexy, or engaging when it comes to their supposed romantic relationships these past 18 seasons. Just a lot of sadness, disappointment, toxicity. So I welcome the good intimacy vibes." I agree with you.
Mhm.
If we were, imagine how different this would feel if we were watching Christine go out on dates with David and the kids were nowhere to be found.
Right.
And we
If
were
this was just the
watching them
2 of
fall
them.
in love. It would
Mhm.
be so great.
Right. And how about maybe they've been dating for 4 months, so now why don't you meet my children?
Yes. Like it's
And the
just
conversation she has with her children before, I've met this man, I really
mhm.
like him.
Mhm.
I would like you to meet him when you're ready."
Yeah, it's mm-mm.
She's not doing it right. I'm sorry. This is one thing I don't fuck around with.
Yeah.
Todd tells me all the time, like, I kinda guided the timeline for me integrating into his son's life. In large part, Todd's like, "You went through it as a kid. I'm gonna
Yes.
trust your
Yes.
experience."
Yeah. Yep.
He was also very much on team slow rollout, so I didn't
Mhm.
have to talk him into it, but he's like, "I want you to share what it was like to be that kid because I wanna do it right."
Yeah. Yeah.
And my parents did it right.
Yeah.
My dad introduced me to very few people he dated.
My parents didn't do it. My dad didn't do it right.
Yeah, no,
Mm-mm.
my dad really did do it right.
Yeah.
I asked him like 5, 10 years ago, I'm like, "Did you date a lot of people I never met?" He's like, "Oh, yeah." He's
Mm.
like, "You met very few people, and he only met the people I thought that there was a long-term potential with,"
Potential.
which is how it should be.
Yeah. So Aaron says, "I need a progressive bar chart that tracks the banging of each wife over the years. I
Ah,
want it starting at the beginning of the family with just Kody and Meri, and I want it going month by month. And then I want Janelle and Christine's numbers to come in as the years they married into progress.
okay.
Like, was he keeping it even? I mean, I doubt it. Like, he had to be banging one of them more than the other sometimes. Then I want to see Robin join and how the other wives' numbers fall off and her skyrockets. I could be up for a nice bar chart or a
I'd be up
nice
for that.
graph.
The only piece of information you also need to add to that is when the wives were pregnant.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
starts banging someone else more while someone's, like, 9 months pregnant, okay, sure, or
Sure.
postpartum or whatever.
Sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Sure. That also has to be factored in.
Yes.
Because for Janelle and Christine, they were pregnant or postpartum
Many
for, like,
years.
10 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
All right, girl. I think we said it all.
I think we said it
I'm
all.
exhausted. This
Me
is
too.
like a Saturday morning workout for me.
It's the best part of my Saturday.
Oh, me too. It's the best part of my week.
Yeah, it's really the best part of my week too. And we record almost every day, and this one's the best part.
Yeah, somebody asked me on Instagram what is the my favorite show that we record. It's gotta
Mm,
be this, but a
right, but Lilu's really close.
no, close
Oh.
second is Gypsy Rose.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Mhm, mhm.
yeah. Well, we're gonna go back to the bayou in a couple days, so
Mm. Alright, guys, thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next week.
take care, everyone.
Bye.